and slowly turn the focus ring. TTArtisan has revived a legendary lens. What amazed me is not only did they create the king of bokeh, but it's even sharper. Hi, what's up guys? I'm Steven. In today's video, let's talk about this lens. The TTArtisan 75mm f1.5 full-frame manual focus retro designed lens. The legendary Zeiss Jena Biotar 75mm f1.5 lens is famous for being the king of bokeh, and it went through 3 versions until 1968. Was an extraordinary achievement in optical history, especially considering it was developed without the aid of computers. TTArtisan has recreated this lens based on the Biotar 3rd version, produced from 1952 to 1968, commonly known as the fat version. Personally, I would say the 2nd version looks more beautiful, isn't it? The 2nd version weighed 650 grams, while the 3rd version was lighter at 450 grams. However, this TTArtisan lens not so much lighter. It weighed 560 grams. Pretty heavy. TTArtisan reached out to me to see if I'd be interested to testing their new lens. I was glad and eager to receive it. When I first got my hands on it, my first impression was its weight. It clearly has all metal construction with large front glass elements you can see here. Actually, in September, I took it with me on a trip to Turkey and Bulgaria. Although I originally planned to shoot with it in Istanbul, things didn't work out as I hoped. You can check out my last video shooting film in Istanbul for more details. The aperture is 13 blades compared to 10 to 12 on the original Biotar 3rd version. Minimum focus distance is 0.75 meter and the filter diameter is 58 millimeters. It doesn't come with a lens hood, and the lens cap is screw-on style, M42 mount as always. Actually, I hope TTArtisan also offers a Leica M mount for this lens, so I could use it on Leica film cameras and also have a more shorter adapter for Sony mirrorless cameras. By the way, TTArtisan didn't pay me, they just wanted me to try out this lens. If you are interested in purchasing, please use my link in discussion below. The price won't change at $269. The aperture range is from f1.5 to f16, with half-stop increments between f1.5 and f5.6, and full-stop increments beyond that. The focus ring is incredibly smooth, with about 250-degree rotation, similar to early Zeiss contact lenses. The damping on the focus ring is a bit heavier, unlike the light fill on Nikon manual focus lens. For this fast lens, the damping level and the long focus rotation is perfect. It has an adjustable centerline alignment function. Although the M42 lenses are universal, different lenses can have slight discrepancies when mounted on different cameras. For example, when I mount Zeiss Jena or Meyer Optic Gaulet's lenses on a Pentax SP camera, the center line isn't perfectly aligned. This lens offers an adjustable screw base for alignment. If the center line isn't aligned, you can use a T5 Torx screwdriver to loosen the screws, adjust the body alignment, and then tighten them. This is a great feature. On Halloween night in Shibuya, Tokyo, I tested this lens. Initially, viewing through the camera's finder, the screen had a cinematic feels. After, when I reviewed photos on my computer, I was surprised by how sharp it is even when wide open. Particularly, the center sharpness is excellent. When placing the main subject in the center, it pops out distinctly, almost as if cutting through the air. It's pretty tough to nail the focus at such a shallow depth of field when wide open. I think it's harder than a 50mm 1.4 lens because it's 75mm focal length. When shooting moving people at wide open, the chance of getting tack sharp image mostly depends on your luck. If close down to f2, the picture will look more sharper and more easier to focusing. Actually, I've always loved the vignetting effect of old Leica lenses, which create a strong subject separation and mimic human vision. While this lens doesn't produce as strong vignetting as an old Leica's, but still a little bit, it does offer a unique sense of motion bokeh and impressive center sharpness, achieving a 3D pop effect. Wide open, it showcases its signature bokeh and swirling effects, rendering the out-of-focus area into a dreamy swirl. Stop down to f2, swirl bokeh still there. TTArtisan even named it as a swirling bokeh lens. The bokeh circle have different characters in the center versus the edges, with the edges appearing lemon-shaped. Now is wide open at f1.5. You can see the bubbles in the edges. Close to f2, still not round until down to f2.8. Also has a light outline around the edges of bubbles, typical of vintage lenses. Many photographers love this bokeh, while others may not. For me, I like it, and I find it beautiful. And it often brings unexpected surprises. In low contrast scenes, the bokeh is soft and creamy, reminiscent of the signature Zeiss look. But in high contrast lighting, the bokeh looks more busy, more dynamic. Look, they are running something. It looked like Zeiss teaser lenses, and also like Zeiss planar. Like many vintage lenses on digital cameras, it has characteristics such as purple fringing when wide open, sometimes appear under certain lighting conditions, but just sometimes, not always, and disappears when stopped down to f2. There can be ghosting and a dreamy effect in areas outside the center, but in center image still sharp, so you should avoid put your subject in the edge area when shooting at wide open. Flare is present, but better controlled than our lenses actually from that era. The double Gauss lenses are very flare prone. Actually, Gauss lens didn't become useful until German invented the lens coating technology in 1940s. This TTArtisan performs much better. I believe the modern coating technology is being used. Most modern lenses still inherit Zeiss original designs. Even with data calculated by hand, manually, without computers, the Biotar's designs still stand out as exceptional today. The Biotar remains highly sought after, and its expensive reached $2,000 or $3,000 or more. Also, finding a perfect condition Biotar is difficult. TTArtisan's recreation of the Zeiss Biotar with modern optical technology. It retained the elegant charm of traditional manual lenses while improving image quality, gives photographers a chance to experience this 60-year-old legend at an affordable price. That's truly fantastic. I pretty like this lens, although it has two cons for me. First, it's heavier. Yes, which add to the weight to my camera bag during travel. Second, it's an original Biotar's M42 mount lens, means it doesn't offer wide open focusing unlike later M42 mount lenses. Let me explain it. Here you can see this later M42 Zeiss Jena lens have a pin that automatically closes the aperture blades to the setting you have selected when the shutter fires, enabling wider open focusing. My optical lens also. But this comps only matters for M42 film cameras. It's irrelevant for digital cameras. Okay, this is the first video for this lens, and I like it, so I will continue to using it, and also really want to see the result on film. Definitely I will sharing more with you. So thanks for watching. See you next time.